Greetings, everybody. It's been a while since you've heard me from behind the mic, but I'm still alive, contrary to popular belief. But today, or rather not today, but tomorrow, this video that I'm about to watch is going to release, and due to being a Patreon supporter to our good friends over at Scale Studios, who created this cinematic trailer I'm about to watch, I get to watch it a day early. And they did do a premiere, like a live showing of this over in California in a theater, but I am in the middle of the United States and could not make it to California, so I was not able to watch it there. But I am going to watch it today, and this video will probably be going up after this is released to the public. I'm really excited to watch this. I decided, you know what, screw it. I haven't done any kind of reaction related thing in a really long time. So I thought, why not? Why not do it for this? You know, I love madness, so I don't need to explain to people that I love madness. So, without further ado, enough of my yapping. Let's just watch this, and I'll give you guys my thoughts after it's over. So, let's go.
I've been generous with you, Dr. Christoph, yet you still defy me. Your time at Project Nexus is over.
Director Phillips, the madman? He must be stopped. Whatever you say, boss.
Last night I realized that if there's any variation in the Keystone Fragments extraction, we would compromise
Compromise what?
reality itself.
I really like the guy they got doing Dr. Hoffner right now. That cityscape is cool.
We got
Oh
company.
shit.
Hey, showtime! Well, I'll be damned if it ain't the three amigos.
Minor nitpick. Really minor nitpick. You don't use an M16 in the truck sequence in the game. What do you... No, it's a Mac 11, I think. That's what the game gives you. And Hank doesn't have the sword either. But, you know, it's a little trailer thing they put together. They want it to look cool. So my nitpicks are totally irrelevant. I hate to like already be stopping the video, but I really just want to comment on the costume design so far. I really like the way Sanford looks. Oh, we haven't seen a lot of them.
Hey, showtime!
There's a better scene where I can talk about this. Hank also looks really good. This is probably one of the best like real looking Hanks I've ever seen. Because I've seen a lot of people try to do like real life Hank, and it's usually hit or miss, but I think this one's a hit.
Well, I'll be damned if it ain't the three amigos.
But yeah, I dig the costume design. I see they took a lot of inspiration from fandom, like, which isn't a bad thing. This isn't me like accusing them of plagiarizing or anything, but like I'm reminded of a lot of the way people interpret these characters in drawings and art. So I feel like they kind of looked at that and sprinkled a little bit of that in here into these designs. I think Sanford is overall my favorite. You know, the tank top, the combat boots, the baggy camo pants, the bandolier with the shotgun shells on it. It's good. He looks really good, and Hank looks good, and Demos's weirdly pristine white socks.
Open the gate, Sheriff.
You're not getting into my city. You hear me down there? I'm in charge. I'm the boss. Guys! Come on, Sheriff. You're clinging to the scraps of a dead warlord. Well, ain't you too precious? You really think that's all there is to it?
If we don't stop this madness,
Sanford, they're coming.
Of course,
there
name
won't
drop,
be
right?
anything left.
Hello, Hank. I told you what would happen if you ever entered my city.
Again, I hate to like keep pausing, but like I have things to say about this. I have things of which to say. Just from these like few little clips. There's still like 30 minutes left. Jesus, so much. But I like the interpretation of the mercs. I guess this guy's meant to be a merc sniper. He's kind of got a weird little like almost Nexus core scout looking eyepiece on. I really dig the way the sheriff looks. I dig kind of the magazines he's got stuck to his armor, the long hair and the beard, and of course the hat. I'm glad they even got like the little Michelin star or whatever that is, just tacked on in the middle there. Um, One thing I'm ever so slightly not a fan of, I think the sheriff could be a little more deep, a little more gruff, sound a little bit more like he does in the game. Again, I'm a stickler for accuracy. I want characters to be as close to the original media as possible. So that's just me. It's not a huge deal though. This is still really, really good.
I'm in charge. I'm the boss. Guys!
Also, the not 20 seconds, like 2 seconds of Magmet Bandit we get to see.
Come on, Sheriff. You're clinging to the scraps of a dead warlord.
I wish there was more of that in the trailer. I want to see like an actual action sequence. But I like this texture is ripped right from the game, plastered on that billboard there. That's cool.
Well, ain't you two?
And these weapons are game accurate. Demos does carry an MP5. I think that's later in the game though. I think by this point in the game, he's still using the TMP.
Precious. You really think that's all there is to it?
If we don't stop this madness,
Sanford, they're coming!
One thing I will say about Sanford's voice, I don't mind that being changed because I feel like this is obviously a more serious interpretation of these characters, and I feel like the original Johnny Utah voice, like, "Ugh, you're so ugly," wouldn't really work for this, so no complaints there.
Coming!
there won't be anything left. Hello, Hank.
And Jeebus's voice, again, he kind of sounds like Keanu Reeves here, which is like a good and a bad thing. I really feel like they could have gruffed him up a bit here. Because he's just kind of like, "Hey, Choom, wake up, samurai. We've got a city to burn."
I told you what would happen if you ever entered my city. I will not let a menace like you steal my life's work for
Oh,
himself.
nice force push there.
If you intend to destroy Project Nexus, then we should do it together.
That tricky looked really good.
To the tower. Fight like hell to the top. Give you control over this thing. So we can stop Nevada from popping like a balloon.
Oh, Gestalt. Nice.
Let's give him a happy ending.
Oh shit, it's Doc. Nice like Mad Max Road Warrior thing he's got going on. That's a very tricked up car that Doc is driving. I always expected him to drive just some like shitty sedan or whatever. Probably has to be tricked up because he's such a terrible driver.
Please, there's no need for violence.
Oh, they got Gianni.
Violence was
to
not your
voice him.
intention. Then why, in all of Nevada, did you invite Hank J. Wimbledon?
Oh, is this going to be the ending sequence? But I have to comment more on this, like, this CGI, these environments. Not only are these like actual physical sets, is this not even CGI? Are these like actual sets that they built for that? Because
Violence was
that kind of looks like it.
not your intention.
If that's not like entirely CGI and some of that's actually real, that is insane. But even if it is just CGI, it still looks really, really good. They're game accurate. They look good. The lighting is great. I love these action sequences.
Then
But again, one thing,
in all
it appears that they're fighting Nexus Core. Like that's a also Trinkle's playing Doc. Very good. I just want to analyze like all these little scenes here. Jeebus's costume design is good. I think the halo is entirely CGI. That makes sense. It's floating above his head the entire time. He's kind of got those boxy 80s like aviator shades. I mean, I'm not sure entirely how I feel about that because, like, in the animation, they're a more just like full square and less rectangular, but that's again a tiny nitpick in my regard. Doc looks good. He's got the mohawk, which technically at this point in well, no, I think he would still have the mohawk at this point. And Hank's the best, one of the best designs in this. I think he looks really good. I genuinely have no complaints about Hank. And Doc looks really good. I recognize that mask, that particular mask prop, was created for Crinkles by somebody. I don't want to start throwing names out because I'm going to end up getting it wrong and I'm going to give people the wrong idea. But somebody in the community did make that mask for him, and I want one. I've always wanted one of those Doc masks, but he looks
There's no
really good
need
here.
for violence.
I like the bandage on the throat. Kind of explains his spirits. Yeah, but one thing I was going to mention is this appears to be a Nexus core facility, and they're just kind of fighting nondescript, like, mercenary dudes. I feel like I would have liked to see actual Nexus core here. I would have really liked to see that a bit more. And I'm just checking if I'm recording so you could see the briefest glimpse of my Discord, but that's okay. Or I'll just edit that out. It's fine. But yeah. I really wish maybe they ran out of money for costumes and couldn't get to dress these guys up as actual Nexus Core, but I would have liked to see that.
Violence was not your intention.
Then why, in all of the battle, did you invite Hank J. Wimbledon?
Was that it? Yeah, it appears to be that was it. But as the credits roll. Yeah, directed by Chase and Hans von Harken. I talked to Hans over Discord voice chat a few days before, not a few days, but like a few weeks before this premiered live in California, and that dude is very passionate about what he does. I knew this was in good hands because hearing him talk about it and seeing how passionate he is for madness in these characters in this world, and also his passion for filmmaking in general, kind of soothed some of my concerns that, you know, what if they drop the ball on this one? They didn't drop the ball at all. So far, this is really good. I hope to see this become a fully fledged movie one day. It probably will never happen because movies are expensive, and I think when I was talking to Hans about this in particular, he said that he's broke because of this. Oh hey, William voiced Phobos again. That's nice. Yeah, so far the actors have done really well. I don't really have any complaints, no major complaints about the way these characters have been presented so far. Again, minor nitpicks here and there, but nothing game breaking, nothing deal breaking. Um, yeah, Matt Jolly as Doc, Gianni as the voice of Doc, of course. Bill Z, Mind Chamber, Tom Fulp. But I know that this took a lot to make, but I do genuinely really hope that this becomes something more. I would love to see like a full length feature movie length Madness Combat live action movie. That would be. I think I like after like if you put me down in a theater and made me watch a Madness Combat live action movie in this style, and after the fact, I think you could just shoot me dead on the fucking floor right then and there after the movie, and I would die a happy man. Like I would be happy. I'd be fine. You could just shoot me straight through the head, and I would die, and that would be it. And I don't think there's anything else after that. That was cool. That was really really cool. It's everything that I hoped it would be. Oh God, like what more do I have to say other than this was really really friggin' cool. I'm so glad the attention to detail like in these backgrounds was so accurate. Like I can tell that this is the area where you fight sheriff and the mercs immediately. It's immediately recognizable, which is like, when you're adapting something from a video game into the form of a film, even if it's just a trailer, it's really easy to drop the ball or not do it correctly or stray from the source material. But so far, it seems that they are being as true to the source material as they possibly can. And I'm very, very appreciative of that because, like, when I was talking to Hans, like I said earlier, he was, somebody he doesn't mind like interpretation of different of media when adapting it to a different style, but he still wants a semblance of accuracy to the original piece. And and again, another thing about it seems like are those guys like clay, like dolls, or just like dolls that they dressed up? Tricky looks really good. Yeah, but these guys don't look like real people. But still, one thing I wish, because like this is the truck chase sequence at the beginning of the game, and here you would be fighting AHW. I wish these guys were dressed up as AHW. Like, why are they dressed up in just like nondescript grunt uniforms? I feel like they kind of missed that. I feel like that's I don't know if that's an oversight or just like a budget issue. They couldn't and you couldn't really have thrown some of these guys in like a suit and some black shirts, but no. I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but I will criticize it for that. The enemy is not really being accurate to the game, because like that's another thing I noticed about like specifically this scene is like okay, these are obviously supposed to be the mercs, and they look a bit more murky, haha, pun intended. Um, but they're a little more recognizable as Merc. But like one thing I noticed is like this guy has like the Nexus Scout visor and like the little balaclava. I was like, that's not what a Merc sniper wears. They wear like a baseball cap, and but maybe he's not supposed to be a Merc sniper. But no Merc unit wears a visor like that, so that kind of threw me for a loop. Again, I'm a stickler for some of the smaller details that you would see. Um, this scene is cool. This is like just kind of the industrial sector. It looks like the yellow lighting gives it away. Like, I wonder if these. I do really wonder, like, how much of this was filmed on the actual set, and then how much of it is CGI. And also, Hank's goggles being small, and then opening up Spider-Man style. That's cool. I like to see that.
I told you what would happen if you ever entered my city. I will not let a menace like you steal my life's work for himself.
Again, Jeebus just kind of ends up sounding a bit like Keanu Reeves here, which is again a good and a bad thing because like I've always been asked like if you were to fan cast anybody in like a Madness Combat live action thing, I don't know who exactly I would cast, but like I always say I'm gonna get Keanu Reeves for Jeebus because I think he could totally pull it off. But again, I think he needs a bit more gruffness to his voice. You need to add on that rasp. That's an important part of Jeebus's voice that's missing from this. I want to talk about this tricky design real quick. This looks really cool. The green body paint. I like how thin and atrophied he is, it really does look like he's a zombie, and he has been one for quite a while. The mask looks a little low budget. um, I don't know how else to describe it really. It looks like it's made out of kind of styrofoam, but that might have just been like a budgeting limitation. I wish they got like maybe an actual steel mask that he could wear. These zombies look really cool. I like these zombies a lot. They are adequately disgusting looking.
Give you control over this thing. So we can stop Nevada from popping like a balloon.
It's a date.
And it looks like the actors had a lot of fun doing this, which is always something that's really cool to see. Seeing actors who enjoy the role that they're in. That's real. That's really nice to see. Gestalt's design. I don't know how I feel about it yet.
So we can stop Nevada.
He's a little too hulkish. Like from what I'm seeing here, he's weirdly proportioned. Like he's really muscular, but his hands are like in head are proportionally small to the rest of his body. I think I would have made him look a bit more like a gorilla in this, like almost King Kong style. Like yeah, a bit more of Gestalt here. Well, no, the hands are fine. They're adequately large. It's just his head, I think, is what's kind of throwing me for a loop. It's weirdly small compared to the rest of them. And of course, Doc and all this. Like I could pick this apart for like an hour, but I think I've gone on for long enough. I think you guys get the idea. This was cool as hell. I want to see more of this at some point. I don't care if it takes 20 years to make this into an actual movie. I want this to be an actual movie so bad. Um Thank you to Hans and Chase. God, what's his name? I don't want to like start miscrediting people or getting names wrong. They deserve to have their names said. Yes, Chase Langley and Hans, thank you for putting this together and getting it out there for us Madness fans. This is a real treat. I love this. This is great. Like I don't know what else to say other than that this absolutely bangs. All the actors so far have done an amazing job. I have a couple nitpicks with the direction cuz like I feel like Jeebus could sound a little better. I feel like Sheriff could sound a little better, but everybody else is fine. I don't know. I think Hank spoke once, maybe. I think he did. Let me look. I think he speaks like right here.
If it ain't the three amigos.
Open the gate, Sheriff.
Wait, no, that was Sanford, so that wasn't. So Hank is so far largely silent. That's fine. Hank being silent is more than fine. I have no problems with that. But yeah, please more. And I'm really excited to see where this goes. And even if this doesn't go anywhere, this is still just a nice little treat for Madness fans. And I hope the people who watch this in the theater who had no idea what the heck in a handbasket Madness was, I hope when they sat down and watched this, they became Madness fans afterwards and went out and bought this game. Because, Matt and Swain, they really deserve it. They deserve for their game to be popular. And the fact that this happened for an indie game is insane to think about. Like, I know some indie devs who would kill a man for the opportunity to have something like this for their game. So this is awesome, and I have no idea how to end this video other than that this is going up when this goes public, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this as much as I did, because that was friggin' great. So without further ado, that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please go subscribe to the Madness Project Nexus YouTube channel. Go subscribe to Scale Studios. Go donate to their Patreon. They deserve it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.